nonviolently protesting the U.S. Army School of the Americas. Welcome, Mary.
Thank you, Elizabeth. It's great to be here. In 2011, when I returned from Afghanistan, we visited a hospital there, and it was a hospital full of people who had been bombed by our weapons and other weapons. And you can never forget the sight of a child in a hospital bed with 3 limbs blown off and blind. And I live with that day to day, thinking about how can we end war? How can we reach out to people to end war? There is no just war. And this is what the Pentagon calls collateral damage, a child in this hospital bed. The collateral damage of nuclear and all weapons, and the $2 trillion a year that is spent worldwide on war, also can be felt here in Chicago when we have refugees streaming here from their countries, when we have the closing of over 50 schools by Mayor Rahm Emanuel, the closing of 7 mental health care clinics, when we have no health care for many, many people, when the Republicans, mostly Republicans, are trying to get rid of any type of support whatsoever for health care and Medicaid. And when we have homeless people passing us on the streets every day, veterans, wounded and dying. Imagine what could be done with this $2 million. We could have free health care. We could have 0 unemployment for those who would want to work in green, decent paying jobs. We could have housing. We could have free education for everyone. We could have sustainable energy and free public transportation. We, the people, have the power. We need to take it back here in this city of big shoulders and in our nation. If corporations were no longer allowed to control our government through campaign contributions and military spending was cut dramatically, a new world without war and nuclear weapons could be our future and the future of all children. During the early 1990s, I was part of a 500-mile walk from Chicago to northern Wisconsin to protest at the Trident nuclear submarine site called ELF, extremely low frequency, where they control these submarines. And after our peaceful protest, I was sentenced to 45 days in jail and put in solitary confinement for a couple of those. After so many people protested there at ELF in northern Wisconsin over the years, the site was actually shut down in Ashland County. So I know that we can all, working together, make a difference. And the power of the people will change our government. So I invite you all to join me in another chant.
You shouldn't have said that about Rahm Emanuel.
All right. From the Americas to the Middle East, we demand justice. We demand peace. From the Americas to the Middle East, we demand justice. We demand peace. All right. And our next speaker, David Boris. Hold on 1 second. David Boris is the current president of the board of the Chicago Area Peace Action. CAPA has its roots in nuclear abolition work since its founding in 1979 as the North Suburban Peace Initiative, then a part of SANE and the Nuclear Freeze movement. David is also a small business owner who advocates for progressive public policy as an executive board member of the Main Street Alliance, a national coalition of small business owners who speak for themselves in issues that affect their bottom lines. Welcome, David.